What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So this comes as absolutely no surprise as lightweight, junior welterweight, Mexican superstar title contender King Ryan Garcia, who is now 23 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 19 wins by way of knockout, 24 years of age, 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach, has parted ways with well-renowned Hall of Fame iconic trainer in Joe Goosen. He has fired Joe Goosen. Obviously, they're going to put it in the best terms possible and say they have parted ways. But Ryan Garcia has fired Joe Goosen after Joe Goosen simply didn't show up for Ryan Garcia in post-fight after the highly anticipated mega showdown that Ryan Garcia pushed for. Okay, Ryan Garcia was definitely the man that pushed for this mega fight with undefeated 3-division world champion who simultaneously held the WBA super title at super featherweight, the WBA regular title lightweight and junior welterweight, and is a 5-time world champion, that being Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is now 29 wins, no losses, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 28 years of age, 5'5" with a 67-inch arm reach. They held their highly anticipated catchweight lightweight showdown April 22nd, Las Vegas, Nevada at the T-Mobile Arena. And obviously, Ryan Garcia, it was a good fight. It was action-packed, but Ryan Garcia looked ill-prepared. He looked like he wasn't prepared for this fight. Ryan Garcia had a lot of experiences that, he just hadn't experienced up until this point that he lacked. Ryan Garcia had a lot of flaws that simply was not fixed. And Ryan Garcia has parted ways now with 2 well-renowned Hall of Fame trainers, one being already solidified as a Hall of Famer in Joe Goosen, and the other being future Hall of Famer and 2-time Trainer of the Year, Eddie Reynoso. So with that said, obviously, 50% goes to Joe Goosen, 50% goes to Ryan Garcia. But the thing about it is, in the time of need in the post-fight, Joe Goosen simply just did not show up. Okay, Joe Goosen, after Ryan Garcia's fight with Tank Davis, he was dropped in the 2nd round. Okay, and then in the 7th round, Ryan Garcia was stopped with a left hook to the body, to the liver, and he just simply never recovered. He didn't get up. And then afterwards, he stated that, he had a rib injury. He hurt that rib. Joe Goosen highlighted it. He said, did he get the rib? And he said, yeah. And he said that, I didn't want to continue because of my rib. So Ryan Garcia, many people deemed him as been quitting at that point in time. Ryan Garcia quit, point blank and period. That's how many people view this, as he quit. With that said, Ryan Garcia was not prepared. Okay. And the problem that I had with Joe Goosen with this entire situation and this entire buildup is that Joe Goosen knew Ryan Garcia was ill prepared. He knew Ryan Garcia wasn't training. He knew the reports and the rumors that Ryan Garcia was only showing up to Joe Goosen's gym 3 times a week, that being Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just for sparring. Okay, but Joe Goosen, he decided to stick around and attach his name and his legacy to Ryan Garcia, knowing the outcome was going to be what it was, because Ryan Garcia, he lacked experience from the very beginning, and on top of lacking experience, he wasn't committing. And Joe Goosen was highlighting and celebrating the fact that Ryan Garcia had his own philosophy, his own way of doing things, and Ryan Garcia was a trainer, like a trainer himself. Now, a part of me feel like Joe Goosen was being sarcastic, and Joe Goosen was highlighting the fact that Ryan Garcia simply wasn't training with him like he should have been, and ill prepared. Now, if that were to be the case, if Joe Goosen was just being sarcastic by saying, listen, you know what? You don't train Ryan Garcia. That's what Joe Goosen said. You don't train Ryan Garcia. You just partner with Ryan Garcia. Right. So it sounds like Joe Goosen was throwing subs at Ryan Garcia, letting it be known that he wasn't training Ryan Garcia, but still he attached his name to Ryan Garcia. He attached his brand and his legacy to Ryan Garcia. He should have just came out and said, listen, Ryan Garcia needs to be held accountable. Ryan Garcia is not training like he's supposed to be training. Ryan Garcia is only coming with me part-time. Either Joe Goosen should have went his own way and saying, listen, you know what, if you're going to do your own thing, then I can't, attach my name to it, because this is a mega fight. Gervonta Tank Davis is a serious threat. it's a serious risk. You could get seriously injured. I'm not going to participate in this if you're not going to commit to me. And he should have just parted ways and backed off, because he knew what the outcome was going to be. We could see every time we seen Ryan Garcia training, it was with somebody of either his close circle, his family, not even with his father, trainer and manager, Henry Garcia. Now, we don't know what was going on majority of the time behind the scenes, but it just looked like the reports and the rumors that Ryan Garcia wasn't showing up to the gym was just true. And this is not the first time we heard this. So Joe Goosen would have been better off, in my opinion, that if he would have just stated, listen, Ryan Garcia is not committed to me. I'm not training Ryan Garcia full time. He has his own philosophy, as he stated. He's doing things his own way. He's training on his own. And because of that, I'm either going to step away or just let you guys know I'm not the head trainer. Right. But instead, he praised Ryan Garcia for being somewhat of a trainer himself, and saying that he never saw somebody work as hard as Ryan Garcia and commit as Ryan Garcia. Again, like, that could all be sarcasm. He could all just be, saying that publicly just to let it be, just to poke at Ryan Garcia. But again, as you went through the press conferences, you went through the weigh-in, you was there for all of these things, the fight itself. And then as soon as Ryan Garcia gets stopped, you could see Joe Goosen after the fight saying, yeah, did he catch that rib? So that was a message to let us know his rib was injured in sparring, like it was being rumored, like Gervonta Tank Davis had put out there during the buildup. And then, Joe Goosen at the post-fight press conference, he disappeared. He didn't stand with Ryan Garcia. And Ryan Garcia, as a young man at 24 years old, who's rich, who has the world at his hands, who has the looks and everything, Ryan Garcia decided that he was going to sit there by himself with his father and his mother, the people that started him, and he held himself accountable, right? He stayed true to who he was. He stood on the square. He didn't make up any excuses. He took all accountability for his shortcomings, for lack of experience, for lack of preparation, for making bad mistakes in the ring. He took all accountability. But yet Joe Goosen, he didn't stand with him. But Joe Goosen was in the ring during the fight. And if Ryan Garcia would have won the fight via knockout or any sort of way he would have won, Joe Goosen would have been on the stand with him. And that's where I have the problem. Again, like I said, Ryan Garcia can't be made to train. He needs a trainer that's going to hold him accountable or walk away. That's who Ryan Garcia needs. He needs somebody who's going to train him and let him know, if you're not going to commit, then I'm leaving. That's who Ryan Garcia needs. Not training at his friend's house, training at his house, training at the local YMCA, and thinking that he can do things on his own, and then going to these high profile, massive fights and think that he's going to be victorious. That's not going to work. And that's where I have the issue with Joe Goosen being a legend, being a Hall of Famer, being well renowned. He should have held Ryan Garcia accountable from the very beginning, or walk away. He didn't do that. He stood there and he told the world that Ryan Garcia was one of the most hardest trainers he's ever seen. Ryan Garcia is a genius. He knows, he has his own philosophies. Again, like I said, whether that was just being sarcasm, whether he's just being sarcastic, just because he knew Ryan Garcia wasn't committed or not, he shouldn't have stood with him then. He should have then parted ways and said, listen, you know what? If you're not gonna commit, I can't commit to you. Period. But don't stand with him, through the good times. And then as soon as he lose, then you disappear. I thought that was in serious bad taste post fight. He should have sat there with Ryan Garcia post fight, answered any questions that needed to be answered. And then afterwards, Joe Goosen should have had a private conversation with Ryan and said, listen, from now on, if you're not going to commit, I can't be there with you. And if they decide, that it's not working out, then you just go your separate ways. But that's what Joe Goosen should have did. Being an elder in the sport, being a legend in the sport, that's what Joe Goosen should have did. He should have took the arrows with Ryan Garcia as he would have took the glory with Ryan Garcia should Ryan Garcia have won. So this is not surprising. Ryan Garcia stated that he was going to make some massive decisions. Also, I expect Ryan Garcia, to probably look to part ways with promoter, legend, 6th division world champion, Olympic gold medalist, Hall of Famer, and Mexican-American superstar, now promoter, in Oscar the Golden Boy De La Hoya, who made up tons of excuses why he wasn't at the post-fight. And Bernard Hopkins wasn't at the post-fight. Nobody showed up for Ryan Garcia post-fight, but everybody was present before the fight and during the build-up and during the fight. But as soon as he lost, everybody disappeared. And I thought that was all in bad taste. Whether Ryan Garcia wasn't listening, whether he wasn't committed, whether they didn't want him to take the fight or not, they should have been there because, again, I'm 1,000% sure, just like the rest of the world is, should Ryan Garcia hadn't beaten or knocked out Tank Davis or just beaten him overall, everybody would have been present at the post-fight to absorb any type of glory and any type of, acknowledgement for their part in Ryan Garcia with this beating Gervonta Tank Davis in a massive fight that did 1.2 to 1.4 million pay-per-view buys, period. We all know everybody, not near one, not Bernard Hopkins, not Oscar De La Hoya, not Joe Goosen, would have been absent should Ryan Garcia have beaten Gervonta Tank Davis. And we know this. So that's where the problem lies. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. Ryan Garcia parts ways with Joe Goosen. Not a surprise. That's highly expected. What's next for Ryan Garcia? That's all I got for y'all. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gone. Peace.
Garcia, you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.